In this episode, we're going to cover a topic that almost everyone who starts to play Splinterlands asks about, especially if you're not used to buying and selling crypto. I'm going to go over the process of how to buy Splinter Shards, SPS, or Dark Energy Crystals, DEC, the two crypto tokens used to play Splinterlands, how to buy them, and how to get them transferred into game so that you can use them. Step-by-step process included. If this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. Hey everyone, before we get started, just kind of a little bit of a disclaimer. Anything I say in this video should not be considered as investment advice. I am not an investment advisor. I'm a player of Splinterlands, which just happens to be a card game on a blockchain, the Hive blockchain. So I just want to put that out there. Anything that I say is going to be motivated by gameplay and how to play the game. Okay, with that out of the way, I want to say that one of the biggest kind of what I consider barriers to entry, or let's just say learning curve items to actually getting in and playing Splinterlands, is not really learning about the cards and how to use the cards and things like that. That comes naturally to a lot of people who are game players, and that's why you would be interested in this game, right? The sidebar to that is once you get into the game and you start playing, you learn that you're going to need some of these tokens that the game uses, and they're used for various different things within the game, SPS and DEC. You can't just outright buy them in game, and there's a lot of legal and money type laws involved there. You can use credits, and credits can be used to buy a lot of things in game, but even using those, there's a mechanism in place where when you spend money through PayPal to buy credits, they are actually transferred and changed into dark energy crystals on the back end, and then those are used. Okay, so it's all, dark energy crystals are used to buy most things in game and a number of other uses. SPS is the governance token, which you can use to stake and earn more money on, or earn more off of the matches that you play, and also for voting purposes. So, and after you get into the game and get up and running, you learn that you need some of these tokens to improve your, get more resources in game and do various things so you can get better cards and things like this. So the problem is that a lot of people that come in to play the game are not necessarily used to what's involved in buying cryptocurrency and bringing it into game. So that's why I'm doing this, and we're going to go through a step-by-step process. Depending upon where you are in the world, the process may be a little bit different, or where you actually buy the cryptocurrency or how you transition it into Splinterlands may vary a little bit, but this is a good process for in the United States, and I'm fairly certain that this works around the world too, but like I said, it may vary a little bit. Okay, if you're fresh to the scene and haven't bought crypto before, we're going to be setting up a few different accounts, and largely security speaking, you want to use complex passwords with at least 16 characters. Mine are much longer than that. Throw in special number or special symbols and numbers, etc. The more complex, the better. And with all these passwords, and on some of these accounts, they're going to send you codes to back up. So if you ever need to recover that account, you have that code. And it bears repeating that these codes need to be, you have to have multiple copies of these. Keep some in your desk, keep one in your desk for reference if you need to log into the account, keep another in your firebox or safe. In other words, keep these codes, because some of these codes, if you lose them and you lose your account, you could lose all the money you have in that account. So with that out of the way, the first thing that you need to do is install a browser add-on that is called Metamask. And it does a number of different things, but it's basically a crypto wallet. Okay, you're going to, it should be installable in any of the different browsers. I use Brave, which is a Chromium browser. I also use Chrome on the off chance. So you need to install that first. I'm not going to go through the process of installing a browser add-on. I figure if you've come this far, you can install that. You're going to create an account and activate it. Okay, it's just basically like anything else, logging into, hey, it's something fresh, new. You create an account. Once again, back up your passwords, make them long, and make them complicated. Okay, Next thing you're going to do is come over and create an account on Coinbase. Okay. All of these links of these different websites I will include in the show notes for you. But what you're going to do is the second thing you're going to create is an account on Coinbase. Once again, back up your passwords, make them complex, etc. Okay, and what this is this is actually where you're going to buy cryptocurrency. Okay, so in the big picture of things, in this process, what you're going to do is to buy one type of currency, transfer it to your wallet, and then transfer it to another location, which is the Hive engine, or Tribaldex as it's called now, the newer version. And then you are going to trade that cryptocurrency for what you want, which is what is DEC or SPS. So with that said, the second step is to create an account on Coinbase. Once again, it's just like creating any other account, and all the caveats apply like I told you about security. Now, when you go to create an account on Coinbase, this is very much like an account you would open to buy stocks, buy, sell, and trade stocks. There is a security requirement where you have to prove who you are. And that varies from locality to locality. Like in Europe, they have much stricter regulations around this, so there might be some extra steps. Don't go into this thinking that you're going to open the account and use it on the same day. It may take up to a week to go ahead and get this account open. They're going to ask you for a form of ID and a few other things to basically prove you are who you say you are. It's like opening a bank account or opening a stock trading account. Okay, after you've opened this account and you get the email back that it's active and everything like this, it will involve attaching your bank account to it or some other way to move money into it. You can use PayPal, and there's a few different other ways, but it's, once again, just very much like a stock trading account where you can go ahead and move a certain amount of money from your bank account or from PayPal into this account. So what we're going to do is click on this deposit cash button up here to the right. That will bring up a box, and then you click. You can select deposit US dollar, and then you can put how many ever dollars you want to deposit. Let's say $50 or whatever. And then in this drop-down menu, you're going to select where that's coming from. You can have a credit card, debit card, bank account, PayPal, etc. You're going to select that. Then you're going to select preview. I'm not going to go through this process. If everything looks good on the preview screen, you go ahead and select. Make the transfer. And then after that, some banks take a little bit longer. A lot of times if you use PayPal, it's relatively quick, goes through. Some banks have a certain time requirement to go ahead and transfer in, just like a time requirement transferring into a stock account or something like that. Once that's complete, you're going back to home page and you're going to click on Ethereum. And we're going to buy Ethereum. And then up here to the right, you can click, say for instance, you transferred $50. You can say that you want to go ahead and buy $50 of Ethereum. And once again, you're going to click on the review order button, which is behind my head, but my head is strategically placed to block out a little bit of personal information. You're going to review the order, and if everything looks good, you're going to have to click it. Once again, I keep saying this, but it's very much like buying stocks on a stock buying application or website. And what's going to happen next is after a little while, it usually takes 5-10 minutes, maybe up to 15 minutes. It's going to submit that order, and then you're going to buy Ethereum at whatever the price is. And you're going to get the $50 of whatever Ethereum's worth at that point in time. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come over to Tribaldex.com. I know, another website, but this is basically the newer version of Hive engine. Okay, it accomplishes the same thing. It's just got some newer and more expanded things that you can do on this website. But you're going to come over to Tribaldex and you are going to sign in with your Hive engine account. So the next thing you're going to do is make sure you're logged into your Metamask. Go up to the top on the bar, click on your add-ons icon. Each different browser, it's a little bit different. Click on Metamask. It's going to open up. It's going to ask for your password. You log into your password, and then you're presented with this interface here, which basically tells you that, how much you have in it. Now, when you first open it up, you're going to need to select to log on to the Ethereum mainnet, and that's this little icon up here. Select this, and then select the Ethereum mainnet for this particular purpose. There are other options depending upon what type of cryptocurrency you're working with. We are working with Ethereum now, so click Ethereum mainnet. Okay, you're going to click on this little receive button next. It's going to present you with your address, your wallet address for ETH, and you're going to click on the little copy icon to copy that address. You're then going to come back over to Coinbase. You're going to find the Ethereum you have in your wallet, like I have here. I have a little bit left here. I have $13 left. Click on the little three dots here to the right, and then you're going to click send, okay? And then you are going to paste that address that you just copied out of your MetaMask here. And then after selecting enter, you are going to be able to select Ethereum, which is what we're working with, the network you want to work with. Now, from here, you are going to enter how much you want to transfer. In most likelihoods, it's going to be all of it, whatever you chose to buy. Now here, I happen to have $13.04, which we will go ahead and transfer. Now, keep in mind that there's going to be a few little fees here charged when you're doing this transfer. So, don't think on the end that you are going to, say for instance, you put $25 in, you're not going to get $25 exactly out of it. You might get like $20 or $22, something like that. In fact, I always tack on a few bucks extra just for the fees. It's not going to cost all of that. It's just a few cents here and a few cents there, but I like to be prepared right up front when I'm doing that. So I put the 1304 that I have in here, and I wanted to show you this just to show you this error. I'll go into preview, and then you will see this error code, and it says add at least $1 to complete this send and cover the network fee. So here's where one of the fees kick in. So I'm going to have to back this down to 12 because $1 of that will be used as a fee. After that, you will see a box that where you confirm, yes, I want to actually send this, and you go ahead and click on it. Takes a few seconds. After that, this box pops up, and then you can actually view the details of that transaction if you wanted to. So this part is done. So on this stage, what we did was we bought Ethereum on Coinbase, and we sent it to our MetaMask wallet. Now, after a few minutes, it may take up to 5, sometimes 10 minutes. Usually it's pretty quick, but it may take up to 10 minutes, something like that. You can open your MetaMask account, and you can see the $12 I just transferred in ETH is, in fact, in my MetaMask wallet. Now, this is going to be a very similar procedure. However, instead of sending it from Coinbase to MetaMask, we're going to turn around and send the Ethereum from MetaMask wallet, which is your wallet, to Tribaldex. Now, we're over here on Tribaldex, and you can come into your wallet up here, this little icon. And I have a bunch of different types of tokens because I've been playing games on Hive for quite a while. But what you would do is you would click the deposit button up here to the right. Click on that, and then you're going to select a token. And you're just going to do a search. There's a lot of different tokens you can send to this. We're going to look for ETH. So at this point, you're going to open up this box, and your address line is going to be empty. You need to go into MetaMask, and remember this last step that we went through. Copy your receive address from Ethereum and paste it here. The same address that you originally used to post into Coinbase to send it over to your MetaMask, that's the same address you want to put here. Now, after you put it here, then it's going to stay in the memory of your browser unless you go ahead and clear the cache or something like that. You're going to need that address there. Then what you're going to do is you are going to put in the amount of Ethereum that you want to transfer. And let's see here. I have 0.003276. Now, once again, this is the total amount of Ethereum we have. We're not going to be able to transfer that whole thing because some of that we're going to have to use for a fee. So let's go ahead and try to deposit Ethereum. And we can look, let me move my head out of the way. We can look up here to the right, and we can see that there is a network fee of 20 cents in ETH here. Okay, so I don't have enough to send this much. So what I'm going to have to do is come down here and back this down a little bit. And a lot of times for me, it's just a guessing game. I took off some of that in, and let's go ahead and see if that's enough. That's still not enough. So I'm sure there's a more logical way to do this math-wise, but I don't know. I just kind of back it down a little bit at a time until it works. Now, depending upon how busy the network is or the chain is, it may take 10, 15 minutes sometimes. If the chain is not very busy, sometimes it goes through. In this case, it went through in about 2 minutes. But now you can come back over to Tribaldex, and we can see that what's happened is that Ethereum I sent over has been changed into what is called swap.eth. This is still, for all intents and purposes, our ETH to use. And then from here, you can see I got $11.72 after I traded about $12.19 or something like that. So there was a little bit lost in the fees, but not a whole lot. That's why you just have to think about that before you go into it. You think about the number you want to send over and add a few bucks. Now, if you go up larger, then the fees are going to be a little bit more as it get larger. So anyway, so we're most of the way there. The rest of this is easy peasy. Okay, so now we have $11, almost $12 in swap ETH. Next, you are going to go up to the swap button up here at the top. And then once you click on swap, you are going to click on ETH or swap.eth. And click on that. And then the next token is going to be DEC or SPS, whatever you want. I'm going to turn this money into DEC because I need some DEC to stake on my land. So we're going to do that. Now, what we'll do is we will just click max, and that autofills that in, and it shows me that for the Ethereum I spent, I'm going to trade it over to for like 13,500 DEC, a little bit more than 13,500. Now, on the slippage, always make sure it's at 0.5. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of this, but basically, if the transaction is not going through for you, you can try increasing the slippage a little bit, but this increases the fee that you go through. So I just stay at 0.5, and then let's just go ahead and swap. And then you go ahead and confirm over here. Close. Now, let's just go up to my wallet. Then we'll see, hey, there's the DEC we want. Okay, from there, you're just going to log into the game, log into Splinterlands, come up to the top, click on DEC or SPS if you traded it for SPS, and then click on transfer. And then you're going to select Hive Engine to in-game, and then how much ever you want to transfer. I've already done this transfer, so I'm not redoing it. And then just click the transfer button, right? And then it brings it into game, and you have it, and it's usable. Okay. Now, I had a person ask me the other day, well, how do you take profit out of the game? Well, it's basically the same thing in reverse. Okay. So you're going to sell your cards or your land or whatever else you're selling in game, make DEC off of that, and then you are going to transfer that out of game into your Tribaldex wallet, which basically you would say in-game to Hive Engine, and then how much you wanted to transfer. Click on transfer. It goes over to your Tribaldex wallet or Hive Engine wallet. And then from there, you are going to trade it back into Ethereum or whatever other coin you want to use. I would just stick with Ethereum just for simplicity for this. This is not a set in stone thing you have to do to buy DEC and SPS. You can buy different tokens. I'm just using this for ease of use, and I found that it works good. So you're going to trade your DEC backwards to swap ETH, and then you're going to send your swap ETH to your wallet, which is your Metamask wallet, which we talked about. And then from there, you're going to turn around and send that back to Coinbase. And then in Coinbase, you can actually sell the Ethereum back for whatever the Ethereum's going for that day, and then transfer it back into your bank account via PayPal or just straight bank transfer. Okay, so I hope that's helped someone out. It is an often asked question. It's one of those things that when you first come into the game and you learn that you need these tokens, it's kind of difficult to get over, once again, if you're not used to buying and selling cryptocurrency and trading them around. I will give this note here. Please remember to triple check the addresses the wallet addresses that you're sending your tokens to. Because if you send them to the wrong address, they're gone. There's no getting it back. There's nowhere you can put a ticket in to get that back. They're just gone. So triple check the addresses you're sending to by the guide I just gave before you send any cryptocurrency. If this information has helped, please remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would appreciate it. And leave comments in the comment section. I try to help out where I can. I'm not a Web3 guru, and I'm not providing support as far as transferring money back and forth and doing the trades we just covered. But I just wanted to provide this information, especially for newer players to the game, so it will get them up and rolling, get some DEC in their pockets, get some SPS to stake, and get back into Splinterlands. Okay, well, this has been Bronze Dragon. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Splinterlands.